Hang on. All right. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I accept your motion. If
Okay.
you want to
All
read
right.
that motion into,
I've already read it.
I already read it. Okay,
We
well, I
have to do the
accept it
waiving.
then, and now you can open and debate.
We have to do waiving of motion first.
Okay,
So my comments on waiving of notices, this has to be done today if we want to actually give our intent by April 1st.
okay. Any questions, any debate on that? Any further comment, Madam Mayor?
Nope.
Okay, I'll call the question on the 21-day waiver. And I'll declare the vote. Councillor Jolly, we're still waiting on you.
Sorry, I had my yes up. I don't know if
Oh.
it went away. In favor.
Okay, and that passes unanimously. Under the second motion, Madam Mayor?
All right, I'll try to be quick. Thank you for supporting the waiving, everyone. I want to address the concerns that the trustees that came to present today had about the no consultation, and I want everyone, the public, the school boards to know that just because this motion may or may not pass, if we actually give the intent, that doesn't necessarily mean we will withdraw. The intent is to allow the conversation to occur. If we don't pass this tonight, we can't even have the conversation to withdraw. So we have then till October or August to make the decision. My thought processes around this is plenty. I actually considered this last year or two, but the timing was a bit short, and it's probably even shorter now. I think given the fact that the MGA has changed to require that we have a joint use agreement, honestly, we should probably be patting ourselves on the back, council and all the school boards, that we already were ahead of the game and had some sort of agreement to work collaboratively with our school boards. But that being said, the current agreement is quite old, early 2000s. It's had 4-ish amendments, and I might be getting my numbers wrong, so it's kind of a patchwork of an agreement. We have 2 agreements. We have a joint use agreement and we have a school site allocation agreement. The MGA requires that we only have 1. It's very specific in what it asks for. So I think we should pull out of the joint use and have a conversation about what a new and modern agreement would look like. The current agreement does not address the conversations of P3s. The current agreement does not address the conversations of what happens if private land is donated to one school board over another. The current agreement does not discuss how long a school site can remain vacant without a conversation to bring it back into the city for municipal reserve uses other than school sites. I think our residents who sit next to a potential school site deserve better. So I honestly think there was a choice. We could amend the current one, or we could start anew. I think starting anew is the best place to be. We've got a new city manager. We've got new superintendents. I think it's probably a good opportunity to give notice of our intent and have the conversation between now and August of what that could look like. And then in August, we have the decision on whether we dissolve, or whether we actually pull out or not. So we don't have to pull out until August. But if we don't pass this motion today, we can't pull out this year, I guess would be it. So opportunity in front of us that I don't want to pass up. That's all.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Any further debates online? Councillor Hanson.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Yeah, I think that if we were withdrawing tonight, if this was a hard split tonight, I would be voting against this. Because I do think, as Mayor Herron has said, that this is an opportunity for some frank conversation between all parties. I think it needs to be understood the level of resources that go into this school site allocation agreement, the support, the decision making, how things have changed, the annexation that's coming up, all kinds of new issues that we are dealing with. And you shouldn't just have an agreement for the sake of having an agreement. And I have mentioned this to our council before, but when the school site allocation for St. Albert and the school boards was set up many, many years ago, we were considered leaders in the province. And I think from that point of view, both the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Education came together and said, well, you know, school boards and municipalities can work together. It's happening in St. Albert. And so at that time, it was a really important agreement, and it was very leading. But everything has its life and everything cycles through, and it's time for us to really look at this process again with the new joint use agreement that says we have to have some kind of an allocation process already in place. This is an opportunity for us to set it up for 2021 in the new world going forward. And so this is not a dismissal of our friends at the school board. It's just an opportunity to rethink the relationship and how we allocate school sites, and probably talk about a whole lot of other things. So I think it's time for a frank conversation, withdraw from this, start afresh, and have a better process in place.
Thank you, Councillor Hanson. Anyone else wanting to weigh in on debate? Councillor Mackay?
It's not so much debate. It would be a question, and I apologize, Deputy Mayor, that I didn't ask it sooner. Do we need, because, I mean, it came in relation to some of your comments and when you opened, do we need to set a time frame, a date in relation to this motion? I mean, you said we had till April 1st to give notice to withdraw, and then we have till August to actually withdraw. Do we need to actually have that in the motion, or is that kind of fine the way it is?
Probably a question for David, but the timeline, the deadline is in the agreement already, August 31st.
So that, but we would have, based on the comments in debate, though, the intent is to give notice and the intent is to withdraw, but we also would love to have some consultation, but we have to withdraw by August 31st? That's where I just seeking some clarity, and I apologize for not asking the question sooner. So can we withdraw before August 31st, or I mean, if we all of a sudden decide that, you know what, with a few tweaks, we don't have to, and after a thorough consultation process. So I'm just trying to figure out from a time frame, what are we looking at here?
Mr. LaFleur?
The way it works, you give notice, you have to give notice not later than April 1st. Then, as of August 31st, you are out unless you rescind or withdraw your notice, which you can do. In fact, one of the boards, I may be wrong, I stand corrected, I believe it was the Catholic board that actually did that at one time. They gave notice to pull out, and then they rescinded it. I don't know any of the circumstances, but I'm just saying that that can be done, and it has been done. So that's really where the significance of the 2 dates. You give notice by April 1st. You then hopefully have a dialogue with the boards. If it's going well, you say, you know what, we withdraw our notice, right? We're doing good. Or if not, then then you're out of the agreement, and the agreement itself actually comes to an end, because if the city pulls out, then there is no more agreement, obviously, right?
So is it within this motion that administration would enter into some discussions that would possibly lead to rescinding the motion, or that's?
It's not presently in the motion, no.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Is that a question
LaFleur.
for me?
It's not presently in the motion. This is a simple notice, a simple motion to serve notice to withdraw from the agreement. That's all that's
All
there.
right, fine, thank you. I'm just more concerned in the fact that the optics is that we're giving notice to withdraw, but we're not basically backing away from any consultation. we're open to consultation. We're open to potentially rescinding this motion. We're not going to not respond to any requests to meet on behalf of the other school boards. So that's all I want to make sure that there's clarity here. So I'm confused about the notice of intent. So that's all.
I'm just looking, we have the 2021 joint city school board meeting is in May. So that's when we politically could have a conversation. He, meaning Mr. Scoble, probably has at least one, if not more, school site allocation agreements scheduled. So this would be probably on every one of those agendas.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just seeking clarity, not only for myself, but for potentially school boards and also for the public as to what happens next, and that we're not just going to walk away and not respond to any meeting requests or not respond to any identification of potential resolutions or amendments to the current school site allocation. That's all. I just want to make sure there's clarity.
Okay, fair enough. Online, Councillor Hughes, Councillor Jolly, any comment? Madam Mayor, before having you close, I'll just briefly state that appreciate this notice of motion. I think that, as been stated earlier, there's a time frame for all sort of agreements, and they need to be refreshed from time to time, and this is the way to do it. So appreciate you bringing the motion forward. To close, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. I think I'll really want to be fast on this. Councillor Hanson said it well. I think we all would echo that this is not the end of a positive collaborative relationship with the three school boards. It's actually an opportunity that I hope all four parties that are in this agreement would embrace as a positive step forward in our relationship instead of a negative. Nothing further.
Thank you, Madam Miller. Call the question. All in favor? And that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. And I'll happily pass the chair back to you, Madam Mayor.
Oh, you're doing a good job. I think we are on to the in-camera. So we really only have the one in-camera, which is 17.2. So can I have a motion to go into camera for that? Go ahead, Councillor Mackay.
That council move in camera to discuss the matter, that disclosure of which reasonably expected to prejudice the competitive position of and or interfere with contractual or other negotiations of the city of St. Albert pursuant to clauses 25(1)(c) subsection 2 and 3 of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act.
Call for the vote. That motion passes unanimously. We'll do a breakout room. We'll kill the YouTube feed. And we will
Coming back.
potentially have a motion in public. So for anyone watching at home, if you want to stick around to the end, or you can call Ledge in the morning to get that motion. But Cheryl, at least you're sticking around?
Yeah, we're going to stick
All of
around.
you
We'll
are?
be out in the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got control. So Carrie's gone? Oh, you private, the hush-hush motion?
I'll do the hush hush motion if you want.
Oh, Councillor Jolly is waiting to enter. Why is that happening? Okay. There's Councillor Jolly's there. Okay, Councillor Jolly. Oh, she's connecting. Okay, now she's here. Councillor Jolly, Councillor Hughes just put the motion on the floor.
Right.
Keep our conversation confidential. So all those in favor? Councillor Jolly? She's a yes. Okay, so that's unanimous. And then I will look to Councillor Broadhead. I guess that he would make this motion.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that $300,000 be approved from the stabilization fund to enable the city to pursue opportunities in alignment with council's strategic priority number 4, infrastructure investment.
Okay, I guess you can't make too many opening comments. Just
Madam Mayor, during our strategic planning session, we were presented with an opportunity that we are intending to pursue for the betterment of our community.
perfect. Any other comments? All right, I will call for the vote. Councillor Jolly, we're waiting for your vote.
Right, put it up. Yeah, Sheena saw it.
I'm her witness. It came up and it
favor.
left.
I'm still in favor.
Okay, so that is unanimous. And that's the end of that matter. So now everything else on our agenda, we have deferred to a meeting, another meeting, maybe April 6th. We'll check it out. Agenda committee will plan that. So meeting adjourned at 9:16. 7-hour meeting. See you guys.